Hi, welcome back to Mountain Gym Card Collectibles. And today I want to talk about the new June 5th, 2026 release of 2025 Topps Chrome Platinum 55 baseball sets. And these sets are based off of the 1955 Topps baseball cards design. And, I like that design from 1955. They do have facsimile autographs on them. But these new boxes, you can chase down new autographs. As far as I know, you're guaranteed at least one autograph per box. But overall, I just feel like this release has fallen flat on the market for one reason or another. I always believe that competition is great for the market, especially with licensed products, so that you can push into better designs. And I just feel like Topps copying their 1955 baseball card design is lazy, all right? So I'm putting that out there. But that's just my opinion, all right? So I'll get more into this. All right, so here I am doing the Google Gemini AI overview. And just going over this stuff, like it says, the price of the 2025 Topps Chrome Platinum Baseball Collection, which features the reimagined 1955 design, varies significantly depending on the format you choose to purchase, okay? So we can see that they're selling value boxes for $29.99 at GameStop, so that's something to consider. Now, as far as the original price went on the Topps website, as far as I know, it was $139.99 for the pre-order price. And then we can get into some of the secondary pricing, which is close to, $250, $260 per hobby box. So we'll look at some of the prices for hobby boxes on eBay. Why not? Okay, so here I am at eBay, and we can see some of the prices that it's sold at, like $229.99, $222.99, $219.95, $224.95, $209.95. So, the flippers are making a little bit of bank on this product, but, it's not like they are becoming wealthy when they sell it. But it is what it is. All right, so now I'm at the Topps website, and we can look at some of these designs. And to me, they feel kind of underwhelming to an extent. So here we have Stan Musial, Roki Sasaki, the Jackie Robinson, Aaron Judge, Ken Griffey Jr., the Shohei Ohtani, which is numbered out of 5. Then we can see what they're pushing, the Chase the Rainbow, 1955 City Variation autographs, 1955 cards that never were. So, there might be something in here that you're interested in chasing. To me, this is a pretty basic standard design. I've seen this design in other formats, whether it's come from Fleer or other brands in the past, and they would label it something else, but to me, this is a fairly common design, okay? And, the prices aren't too outstanding on this product. So, as far as affordability goes, maybe this is the best option for you at this point in time. For me, I'm always feeling like these companies need to push more into better designs rather than always going back into history and just kind of stealing past designs, okay? Because I think that some of the stuff looks pretty cheesy when you start to look at it, But hey, that's once again just my opinion. All right, and then I ran across this post, which is really the icing on the cake for, the set. Because let's face it, I said earlier that, Topps is really lazy, And I still feel that way, that Topps is just really lazy. So this comes from the Frank Thomas Stan account. It says the new at Topps 2025 Platinum Anniversary Autos versus my Transcendent Superfractor Auto released like 5 years ago. Totally not the same thing. And boy, they really do look like the same thing for the most part. Yeah, one's a superfractor, one's not. The pictures are a little bit different, but let's take a closer look. So here is our current 2026 Topps Chrome Platinum 55 baseball card for Frank Thomas. And that's numbered 5 out of 25. I mean, hey, it's a nice card. I'd be happy with it. But then we look at this card, and this comes from 2020 Topps Transcendent Baseball, okay? And this is the superfractor that they were hyping up in that set. Let's face it, what's Topps doing? Does Topps even care anymore? I mean, all they care about is monopolizing everything and forcing people to gamble and, put these big prices out the gate. But, I've said it before, competition is really important so that you don't end up with stuff like this. Because this is really the power of the monopoly, is just to cram a bunch of their former type of sets with a new rebrand on it. I mean, I just don't even know what to say, All right, so here's the Ken Griffey Jr. 2020 Topps Transcendent Collection. If you look at the right there, there's a Shohei Ohtani from 2020 Topps Transcendent. Kind of looks different in that picture. I mean, he is younger. So we're just going to go over some posts on X to see how people are feeling about this. I have a sense that, there's some people who are excited to rip into this product. And I don't blame them, I mean, it's not too overly priced. It's just, for me, the design isn't something that I'm really excited about. So this came out from Reached on Air on X. Just came out yesterday, June 5th, 2026. Like it says, the pain. One hobby box of 2025 Topps Chrome Platinum equals a $9 return, okay? So really, when I look at these cards, I would prefer to have the 1955 baseball card myself, because they are what they are, the original card, the original design. I think when you start making them X-fractors and all this and that, like the Cy Young, I think it just looks awful. I think it looks cheesy. We have the Jace Young, Dale Murphy kind of sparkle card. We have, this kind of other design, with Grant Holmes, or you can barely see that, with kind of a swirly design. We see this Harrison Bader autograph. There he is wearing his New York Mets cap, which, there isn't much value there, So if you're crossing your fingers, you're going to get a lot of value from an autograph. You're going to have to keep crossing your fingers, because more than likely you could pull out something similar to this Harrison Bader, autograph, which looks to me like a sticker, which is unfortunate. Like it says here, only $9 if you're not willing to work for it. The base card has been selling easily for $1 to $2 for the past couple days. I've sold close to 50 base chromes already. Good luck with that. 50 base chromes already. Oh, seriously? Seriously. I don't know where he's selling them at, because I guarantee if you listed 50 base chromes of this on eBay, you're more than likely not going to sell many of them, okay? Anyway. But I could be wrong. Don't forget to add the value of the base cards. There are people who build the set after we open our boxes. Are there? Hiding under what rock? There's a few set builders out there. I just couldn't imagine diving into this. Oh, I want to build the whole set. Yeah, but hey, to each their own. I'm not diving into this to try and build a set. I'll say that much. And I'm a collector. I like to collect sets. I mean, when I go to card shows, I'm always looking at sets over singles, Pull the red Aaron Judge out of 5, out of 1 hobby box. I'll take it. Yeah, we got to hype up, some bigger name cards, number them. And that's about it with this, What gets me too is it's a 2025 set release, but I believe they do have some 2026 stuff in it. It's just, why not just make it 2026? You know what I mean? Could be worse. Could have dropped $300 on another box and got the same. Yeah, it's true. You know, live and learn. And that's the nature of this hobby is I feel like you really have to buy cases to get what you want, unfortunately, in this day and age. And that's just way too much money. I bought a hobby of chrome last year and it had one silver auto of a guy Wikipedia didn't even know and a Matt Shaw negative refractor. That's it. Yep. Beware, buyer beware out there on this stuff. I mean, that goes for any card set you buy. I mean, you could have put that on cards in the 1980s and 90s, but people wouldn't care as much because they don't have to pay much for a pack or a box or whatever, you know. Nowadays, it hurts so many people to buy a hobby box with what's going on. Pulled this from a blaster. I mean, hey, that's a nice Craig Biggio. Let's take a closer look here. It's kind of, I can't really tell if that's a facsimile auto. I wish he would have said. I can't really see any sticker edges. Maybe it is a hard signed auto. I don't know. At least you got an auto. My hobby had none, and these hits. Okay, so obviously you're not guaranteed an auto per box. I think that you're going to average like maybe 4 numbered cards, possibly an auto per box, but that's just it. Let's see what this guy got. Oh, yes, Pedro Martinez, Freddie Peralta, Michael Harris II, which I don't understand why Michael Harris II stuff doesn't sell. I have numerous Michael Harris II stuff and just collects dust. Justin Morneau, the Reggie Jackson, and Deshaun Kelsey. At least he has a few numbered cards here, you know, the Michael Harris II and Deshaun Kelsey, but the Michael Harris II's out at $250 and Deshaun Kelsey's out, you know, like $499 or something like that, you know, so they're high numbered cards. So nothing too spectacular. Mine was just as bad, and quality control is just awful. At Tops is just trolling collectors at this point. Yeah, you gotta be careful out there, you know. I mean, I know a lot of people will say buy singles, and a lot of times you are just better off buying singles. I still prefer to rip like, you know, I would pre-2000, you know. I never bought any singles pre-2000. I ripped everything, but that's because everything was affordable for the most part. Not great, but you'd be surprised what you can get for those cards at early release. I got $9.99 for an Rosarena out of 99 and $45 for an Otani Sales and Rails. Hey, I mean, that's not too bad. You know, that helps you pay for the box, but let's face it, it's not like you're the big phoenix rising from the ashes. So this is a blaster. Let's see what this guy got in a blaster. Nothing really too special, you know. I mean, it's kind of small to look at there. It's Ivan Rodriguez, you know, Jackie Robinson, but I don't see a lot of value there. Yeah, he has a Roki Sasaki, but is that a facsimile auto once again? I don't like facsimile autos. I think they're cheesy. I always have thought they're cheesy. You know, it's like, if I want an auto, I want a real auto. Here's one. Everyone knows blasters have bangers. And that might be the best way to go with this set, strangely enough, is don't spend much money, you know. I mean, if you're going to get hurt, lower the amount that you're going to get hurt. Here's another blaster. Anything coming out at me on this one? Not really. And really, the design isn't like very catchy in my eyes, too, you know. Here's one, another blaster. I mean, yeah, they have some of these old guys, you know, but I mean, how many Roberto Clemente, you know, modern cards have I seen? So many, you know, I mean, endless amounts, you know. They're still pushing the Nick Kurtz, you know, because this is 2025. I know people don't really talk about him much anymore. You know, we got the James Wood. You know, for 2025, for rookie cards, this blaster isn't bad. It's just, I don't know. A lot of these people are kind of falling off the radar. Yeah, he has this Eric Wagaman numbered card. This Jack Kachanowicz. That almost looks like an auto. I'm not sure though. And then this Kyle Stowers. But overall, not too bad for a blaster. So blaster, if you spend $30, that might be the way to go for this set. Getting some cool looking cards, priceless. Yeah, some people like the design. I mean, to me, it's just a classic 1955 design with all of our modern kind of BS slapped on there, which I don't know. I'm just getting tired of it. I prefer new designs, and I just look at so much of this Topps Monopoly, and I just feel like they're just not pushing hard enough in the new designs. Harrison Bader auto, ouch, I'm sorry. Here's another one. Harrison Bader autos in a 2026 product feels like a social type of kick in the crotch. Yeah. Yeah, this last picture sobbing. Yeah. So, if you're going to purchase this set, from what I've looked at from social media, maybe stick with the blasters. Maybe just buy one or two blasters and save yourself the heartache and heartbreak of, diving into, a hobby box on the secondary market. I mean, for me, this is a pass for me. You're not going to see me buy any of this product, And I've told you why, I'm just not too impressed. It's not a very new design. It's just this 55 design, which I've seen, in so many shapes and forms throughout my years of collecting from different brands, even, trying to kind of copy that design. So it is what it is. But hey, for $30 for a blaster, you might get some decent 2025 rookie cards if you're fortunate. We saw, that in some of these pictures. To me, this set has fallen flat. It's just, this is what you get when you get monopolies. You just get, recycled designs, and a lot of other issues to go along with it. So anyway, I'd like to thank my subscribers. You're the only reason I keep doing these episodes, because I'm still not monetized. I always like to remind people I'm not a monetized channel. I'd like to thank my viewers as well. If you could give me a thumbs up, that'd really help me out. And if you're a viewer who hasn't subscribed, if you could just hit that subscription button, that would help this channel out significantly. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. I'm out of here. Bye.